Be Your Best You, the Passionate to Purpose podcast with David Delaney. Good morning and welcome to this episode of Be Your Best You, the Passion into Purpose podcast, where this morning we are going to talk about investment and what we should be investing in. Now, I am no financial guru. I am absolutely not qualified to talk finances. But the investment that I am qualified to talk about is an investment in yourself. The best investment that you can make at any time of your life is in yourself. So if you think about it, when we finish school, a lot of us get fed up with education. We get tired of the books and the classes and all that kind of stuff, and we put a certain amount of what we learn into practice. Okay, some of us go on to college, some of us go on and stay in college until we're 40 or 50, whatever. That's fine, whatever works, right? But people don't invest in themselves in the right way. You don't make much progress if you don't invest in yourself. So we can do all these things and we can have all this education and we can have all that. There's sayings there, you can be the greatest professor or, have this, that and the other. But if you don't have a personality, if you don't invest in yourself to become a good person, you might as well, not be doing what you do. So you also lose your knowledge. All of the years we spend learning, if you don't improve it, okay, if you don't keep using it, you simply forget. I'm going to use algebra as an example, right? I don't know when the last time I used x plus y equals c. It used to drive me mental because I couldn't understand it. And I used to get really frustrated with maths. I don't have a mathematical brain. I used to get so frustrated because I couldn't see the practical side of it. But I've forgotten how to use all that. I don't invest. And I don't desire to invest in maths because it doesn't help me personally, okay? But that's not to say it doesn't help you, but you get what I'm saying. So education isn't something that you accumulate and remains in your head forever, because you need to look at education like we look at food, air, water, exercise. You need a constant supply. You also don't breathe once a year, right? So, or once a month or once a week, whatever the class is, for example. So why do people only, for example, take one class a year or do a webinar once every now and then or read one book from time to time? It doesn't make sense to me. So education, in not just in the traditional sense, but education as a whole is critical to survival. So the reason isn't only personal growth. If you think of the great Benjamin Franklin, he said, if a man empties his purse into his head, nobody can take it away from him. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it away from him. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So yes, education is an investment in yourself. So it's one that pays more dividends than anything you will ever invest in. And there's some reasons why I believe that's the case. It will help you make better decisions. We're living in an increasingly complicated world, and there's consequences, sometimes really big consequences when things go wrong. So it doesn't matter how smart or how talented you are. What matters is how well you focus on the things that matter. Because we can easily get fired or lose our business or lose things in a moment of weakness, and one mistake can trigger absolute anarchy. Things can be far from practical these days. So how do you make better decisions? Educate yourself. Look at the facts and research everything, because the quality of decisions that we make will shape the outcome of our lives and our careers. Never underestimate that. One decision can change things, so you have to make sure it's the right decision. And how do we know that's the right decision? By being educated about the decision. So having done the research and knowing what we're deciding about. Investing in ourselves creates more opportunities. And opportunities are out there, they're abundant. It opens your mind, and opening your mind increases opportunities. People who are closed-minded and stick to what they know will never change. And we all know that change is the driving force of life. It's forward. Change is a forward movement. You can't change backwards. You have to change forwards. You implement change forwards. So by educating yourself, you might think about things that you've never thought about before. You're going to be exposed to new ideas that you've never thought about. You combining all these things together, you have enough ideas and opportunities to last you a lifetime. How do you get ideas? You get ideas from learning new things. You get ideas by stopping and stepping back and observing the world around you, looking, slowing down, getting off the technology, turning off the notifications. It will allow brain space, and it will give you that space to come up with ideas. And learn something new every day. Get into that habit of learning something new. When you learn more, the potentials are to earn more. So there's typically, let's take this from a career perspective. There's typically two types of job applicants. One applicant says, this is a great company. I've studied it and I want to join this great company so I can contribute. And the other job applicant says, your company is doing quite good, but I've noticed a few things that could be better, and I have the skills to help you improve that area. That sounds like cocky altogether. But if we just look at them at a high level, number one will just be an addition to the staff. Okay. Number two is someone that you need. So which one would you hire, right? Because when we bring that into entrepreneurship and self-employment and ourselves, there's also two types of entrepreneurs. One says, pick me, buy my product, please, I will do business with anyone. Right, pick me. And the other says, I only create exceptional products and services for a specific group of people. If it's not for you, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's not for everyone. That's fine, right? The first one creates commodities, and the other one creates products, services, experience that are unmissable. So how do you become the second person? How do you become potential employee number two and entrepreneur number two? You become so good that people depend on you, on your goods, your services, and what you have to offer. And how do you do that? You practice, you learn, you study, you focus, and you get the knowledge that you need. Education is the only lifelong investment. You invest in stocks, shares, savings, all that. They're all, none of them are lifelong. Okay, what's the point in investing or saving for a lifetime and then you die and there's nobody there to reap the benefits of it, or there's risks attached to that, there's losses, all that kind of stuff. So education is the only lifelong investment that need not cost a lot of money. You can go to the library and get a book out every week. That's free to join the library. You can, watch educational videos on YouTube. That's free, unless you pay for the subscription, that's fine. But education is the only lifelong investment. You can lose money, you can lose jobs, clients, reputation, house, car. Unfortunately, you can even lose the people that you love, and we do lose people that we love. But you can't lose skills as long as you're improving them. So if you acquire an income generating skills, you'll always provide value, and you'll always be employable. You'll always get a job in some way, shape or form. So if you look at things that are relevant to you, so if you're in a job and you're looking at, maybe I could do this in French, or maybe I could do this in Spanish or Swahili, buy the books and courses that are relevant to you, okay, or improve in those areas. So spend the free time that you have, or invest an hour in your calendar on, dedicating time to that particular upskill. So the reason I invest time in learning and in education, because it's a survival strategy, right? For me, it's like a safety net. And don't get education and degrees and certs and all that kind of stuff mixed up. It's education that matters. It's the process. That's what matters. It's the process of learning. It's the process of gleaning stuff from that education. So whether or not you end up with a degree or a piece of paper at the end of it, that's not the outcome here, okay? Education in the sense of the learning. And that's exactly, one of the reasons learning, studying, getting a degree, all these things are hard. Okay, it's hard, especially when you've been out of it for a while and you kind of maybe have this epiphany that, oh my God, I'm going to learn this. It's hard to get back into it. You've been in school for X amount of years of your life, and some people have left early, some people have gone on. Whatever the life circumstances are, it is hard to master those skills. And that's why people don't do it. That's why people don't continue to read, because they associate maybe learning a language with a bad teacher they've had in primary school or a bad teacher they've had in secondary school. But thanks to, there's been a revolution in the last few decades on accessibility and it's an information revolution. There's opportunity all around us to learn more. So to me, it's a bit mad. It's absolutely mad not to invest in your education every single day. Prioritize learning. Get up in the morning and say, I'm going to learn something new today. It's Erasmus said this best. When I have a little money, I buy books. And if I've any left, I buy food and clothes. So, that's fairly harsh in one sense. But when I have a little money, I buy books. And if I have any left, I buy food and clothes. 30 minutes a day. If you can invest 30 minutes a day in yourself and your education, that's not a lot to ask for. If you don't have 30 minutes a day to spend on educating yourself, what kind of life do you have? What kind of life are you leading? Just stand back and look at the spare time that you have in your day and say, if I can't schedule in 30 minutes here, what am I doing otherwise? Education is important. We know that by now, and we just have to do it every day, and we love it. We don't do the things we know, like many things in life. There's only two options: you learn or you die. And as the great Abraham Maslow said, when we finish up here, you either step forward into growth or you step backward into safety. You either step forward into growth or step backward into safety. I've made my mind up. So what one are you going to choose? And that's it for another week. Thanks for joining us this morning, and do join us next time on Be Your Best You. Have a good week.